Awesome. Thanks, Gabe.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, man.
Got you, bro.
All right. Well, one second. Okay, cool. All right. Sean Zittel here with the new, it's been almost a year now, but still the new WBO welterweight champion of the world, Brian Norman, making his first title defense March 29th here in Vegas against Derek Cuevas of Puerto Rico. And Brian, man, just to start, after you won the title against Giovanni Santillan, you said the South has something to say. And that reminded me of Andre 3000 said that back in the 90s. And, you're from Decatur, Georgia. And I think a lot of us, like we hear about Decatur, Georgia and a lot of songs in Atlanta. So
Mm.
just what was that like growing up in Decatur, Georgia? What was Brian Norman like growing up? What made you want to fight? And what was it like growing up in the Decatur, Atlanta area?
I was Brian Norman when he was growing up. He was the exact same dude, chill, what I'm saying? Just be vibing, being very authentic. I ain't trying to be anybody else but myself. Growing up, um, I really wouldn't say it was necessarily a struggle, anything like that, because it's just everything I'm used to is just everybody a whole lot closer. It's just real family oriented. So the South, man, it's a lovely thing. Everybody is real tight. Like I said, family oriented. Your neighbors cool. People across the street, around the neighborhood, everybody real tight. So yeah, it was real. It was real good being born out here.
Yeah, I know your father boxed and actually just won a fight recently, so congrats to your
Mhm.
dad. But was that mainly what made you want to box was your dad, or was there some things beyond just your dad being a fighter?
Now, here's the main reason why. Of course, there's other reasons as well, but here's the main reason why. You ought to know father, son, Dr. Superman. I was at the gym at like 3 years old, seeing him train, going crazy on the bag, going crazy and sparring. It like I want to be like that when I grow up. So shoot, when I turned 7, he was talking about he was retiring. He had vertigo, so equilibrium problems. He was sometimes he'll just walk and be off balance. So he had to retire. Shoot, I want to be like Superman. Can I step up to the plate? Let me find out and see. I asked him. He said, let's do it. We're training that same as that night in the garage. First thing he taught me was defense because, you see a lot of fighters now, they can't talk, they slurring words, and I'm already country, so I can halfway talk myself. So, I got to make sure I can hold it in the road at all times.
Yeah, in that Santillan fight, it looked like it really brought the best out of you. A lot of people thought Santillan was going to win that fight. I mean, it was set up for him to win really in his hometown. But you really brought out a skill set, a lot of it in the pocket, but leading and countering. But how would you describe your brand of fighting, your style, and what you showed in that fight and going forward?
I believe just like my personality, I'm a very diverse individual. So I can slug with you, I can brawl, I can box, I can counter punch, I can be slick. Whatever needs be, no matter what, I'm gonna win. So I can do it all. But what I like to do, I would call myself a boxer puncher like Marvin Hagler, Roy Jones type. But main thing, I just like having fun in the ring. That's also the main key. Just don't be too serious. Don't be too uptight. Just have fun because that's when you become your true self.
Yeah, you see the skill watching that fight, but is there like a roughness or a grittiness to your style? Like it's not you see the skill, but it's not flashy like a Floyd Mayweather or other or even Boots. It's like it's a more rugged kind of style. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Shoot, I'm from the South, man, the dirty South. We get dirty down here. So plain and simple. Forget all that cute stuff. It's a fight, man. We got to get rugged. So I got whatever we need. I got the skills, but like you said, it ain't flashy, so it may not show like others, but it's up in there. Come in here and try it if you want.
What's your thoughts on Derek Cuevas, man? And his resume, 27-1, but his only loss is to an older a guy in his 40s from Argentina. Anyway, if you just box record, you might be like, okay, this guy hasn't really fought anybody. But what do you make of Derek Cuevas?
I see a very rough fighter, very tough fighter. And then, like you say, he lost to an Argentinian. My first fight was top rank, was an Argentinian. I thought I was gonna knock his block off. Came in 30 seconds, fully gassed it, gave it all I got. I ain't gonna hold you. I was tired after that. But lesson learned, learn how to take my time. But with that point being, Argentinians are some tough dudes out there, you know what I'm saying? They own it. So I won't take that loss away from them at all. And then also, yesterday is not today, and today is not tomorrow, which means you can always get better. You can always live, you learn. Like I said, I learned from my fight with the Argentinian guy. I learned from all my fights with Top Rank, and it all finally came together with Giovanni. And just for the whole boxing world in total, y'all gave me too much time. Y'all let me get comfortable. Now it's time for me to shine, and this is gonna be my show.
Yeah, did it take time to get comfortable in part because you didn't have a super decorated amateur career?
No, actually did have a good amateur career. It was just wasn't highlighted. So I don't know how many nationals I won, but I won a whole bunch of national USA's a few times, Golden Gloves, Silver Gloves, all of it. It's just I wasn't like you said outspoken. I wasn't flashy or anything like that. I just be chilling. So I had a actually real good amateur career. But it all came together. I was too focused on the wrong things. That's all it was. Like I was focused on the people watching me, what they gonna say. I gotta make sure I gotta try to be flashy. Like I'm not a flashy guy. I was trying to be flashy. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do a whole bunch of stuff that I'm naturally not. So that's why I said, y'all let me get comfortable with being myself. So now, me being myself, you seen what happened with Giovanni, you finna see what happened with Derek Cuevas and everybody after that. And guess what? I'm only getting better. I'm 24 years old. What could be next, man?
Well, yeah. So what can to that point? What can we expect against Derek Cuevas?
You finna see another highlight tape. Somebody knows finna get broke. Somebody going to sleep. Maybe break is real. Who knows?
Where
I'm leaving here with something.
where does that what's that switch like? Where does that come from? And just talk about that for me. Here you are, chill, very approachable, cool, but then the next second talk about breaking ribs and breaking noses and yeah, talk about that switch and everything.
I mean, you don't got to be mad just to do something. I mean, at this point, it's a job. You feel me? You don't got to, you doing interviews. You don't got to hype yourself up to do an interview. You know what to say. You know what to do. I done did all the training. I done worked on my jab a whole bunch, my feet, my movement, this, that, and the third, how to punch. I done worked on everything some of the time, so I ain't got to amp myself up and get all mad and gritty and everything just to do it. It's just another day. I'm finna go in here, not do it out real quick, go back home, pick up some Waffle House, and just chill out.
Well, okay, so when you talk about coming into your own at 24 years old, a guy like Boots, he's 28. So technically, you would think he's further into his true prime than you are, a young champion, just really starting to get into that part of your career. So despite that, why do you think you could still beat a Jaron Ennis, if you guys win both of your next fights?
Because I believe the biggest enemy is the man in the mirror. And now me and him is tight, which is me and myself. Me and him tighter than ever. We shook hands, we comfortable, we talk to each other all the time. I talk to God all the time. And Boots is not the opponent, I am. So I know what I need to do. I know everything I need to work on. So I do it every day. So I trust and believe in the work that I put in. And why would I say another man could beat me? He bleed just like me. He got 24 hours just like me. I don't care if he older than me. He had more time. He ain't me. He ain't Brian Norman Jr. So therefore, I'm better than him all day long.
I'm sure you talked about it after the fallout with a lot of outlets, but I still want to ask you, about the fans will look at what happened in the Ennis negotiations. Like, okay, I understand that the 2 million or whatever it may have been, may or may not have been, that's got to get split a couple of ways. So you're not walking away with 2 million, but it's still a career high payday by a lot. You would think. So what do you say to that? Like why the Ennis fight didn't happen previously, and do you think it is going to happen? It just didn't happen previously. It's on the horizon. It's going to happen sooner than later.
I'm going to cut this answer short and sweet.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm focused on March 29th versus Derek Cuevas. If Boots win his fight, I believe April 12th versus Stanionis, we can make that fight happen as well. I ain't ducking or dodging nobody. I'm B Norm Jr., and this is my show, and I'm finna show y'all this March 29th, and then further proceeding in my career.
Just last on him. Do you think he beats Stanionis on April 12th?
Regarding that, I can't say because I haven't watched both of them enough to come up with a real deal answer. Like I haven't watched full fights on them.
Could you? Well,
Only watched just little clips. Everybody look good in clips though.
that's true, but well, that kind of well that makes it hard to answer the next question.
Yes.
But could you rank the four welterweight champions 1 through 4?
I got Brian Norman Jr., Junior Norman Bryan, that be Norm, and that little light skinned dude from Georgia.
His name is Brian Norman as well. I think the one you
I believe so. They call him the assassin, I believe.
yes, yeah. You kind of did like the Chappelle show. I don't know. I don't know. You're only 24.
Die
Okay.
line, die line.
All right. I didn't know if at 24 you do that one. Okay.
Yeah.